Your energy field is a field of information. It's like a recording device. It's recorded everything that's ever happened to you, everything. My mission was to help people have an experience that they could not deny.
Welcome back to another episode of the I Am Pain-Free podcast with your host, Rob Renee. Today, we have a truly special guest who's a beacon of hope for anyone struggling with chronic pain and mysterious health issues. We're thrilled to introduce Deborah Wayne, the founder of the International Chronic Pain Institute. Deborah is a world-renowned energy healer and the creator of the groundbreaking HighSpeed healing method, which she's trademarked. So it's pretty awesome. This method has transformed the lives of tens of thousands of people in over 160 countries. So she really is making a global significance and has a global presence and is just having an impact all over the world. So it's pretty amazing. Deborah shares with us her incredible journey from experiencing profound personal pain to discovering a unique healing approach that leverages the power of energy and vibration, something you're really going to want to listen to. Quite fascinating. Despite having a successful career in the arts and seemingly a perfect life, Deborah hit rock bottom and found herself on the floor of her closet contemplating ending it all. And I don't want to give away the rest of her story because it's really exciting to see what she's done coming from that particular spot in her life. But she's got degrees and certifications, psychology, hypnotherapy, chemical dependency counseling, and 35 years of practicing and teaching this meditation. She combines this ancient wisdom with modern science in this HighSpeed healing method that she's trademarked. And today we get to talk to her about all of this. It's going to be an exciting session, and you're going to really want to pay attention. And if you have a few minutes, you're going to spend about 10 minutes on a HighSpeed healing session. So sit back and relax and prepare to be inspired by Deborah Wayne, her amazing just experience and abilities. And we're excited to have her here. Hey, this is Rob. Welcome back to the I Am Pain-Free podcast. Got an exciting guest for you today. It's one that you're going to have an amazing time with and learn a lot from. So we have Deborah Wayne. Deborah, nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Rob, for inviting me. Hello, everyone. Thrilled to be here.
It's such a pleasure. Very rarely do I get somebody who's really spent this much time and effort on helping people do exactly what the podcast is all about. Is I Am Pain-Free is naturally and faithfully was termed and coined for a reason. I really want to help people find ways to relieve pain, regardless of what type of pain it is. And wow, just looking at you and your experience and what you do and what you have done is just, wow, thank you, Lord, for bringing Deborah to the table. So again, it's just such a pleasure. Deborah, why don't you, I know a lot about you, but obviously many of my listeners may not. So I would love for you, if you don't mind, spend a few minutes just telling us a little bit about yourself.
I would be thrilled to do that. I'm going to share with you that my journey has been a painful one, and that's what led me here. Yeah, I'm not here because everything went great in my life. Years ago, crashed and burned and went through what I call health hell, and it's really what led me to being here with you today. It was not on my goal list, my to-do list. My background was in the arts, and I had a very successful career, went to college, got married, did all the normal things. However,
AKA normal things, right?
And what happened was one day, this is over 35 years ago now, but one morning, a regular Monday morning where I was supposed to just get up, get dressed, and go to work, I found myself lying on the floor of my big, beautiful walk-in closet, and I could not get dressed. I could not stop crying. I was contemplating swallowing an entire bottle of pills because I wanted to end it. I was in so much pain from head to toe, inside and out, and my pain did not make any sense. I had a beautiful home, a handsome husband, money in the bank, a new car in the garage, a great job. It did not make sense, but I had a lot of physical symptoms, mysterious pain, hair falling out, ulcers. I couldn't eat anything without pain. I had deep depression coupled with feeling anxious most of the time. And I couldn't sleep without either an entire bottle of wine till I passed out or a sleeping pill. And this
Wow.
had gone on for years. And I finally just hit a wall that I could not willpower my way out of. And I couldn't fake it till you make it one more day. So that day, I found myself lying on the floor of my closet and I screamed out to the sky, to a God that I did not believe in at all at that time. And I said, if there's anything, anybody out there, I need help. And I had a profound, unexpected, shocking, life changing spiritual experience. And
Wow.
within seconds of that prayer of desperation, my closet was filled with a presence, an undeniable presence of unconditional love that I had never experienced. I stopped crying instantly. I heard internally, everything is going to be okay. You're going to be, you're going to get your life back. I felt complete peace. My mind shut up for the first time in decades. And
Wow.
I heard, first, you're going to heal, and then you're going to help other people. And even though I knew this was real and it was, I really knew it was true, I also knew
Right.
they're going to think I'm nuts if I tell. So what I did do was I reached out for the first time to somebody to get some help, professional help, because I was the type of person that was, oh, I'll handle it myself. Thank you very much.
Right. You're all tough, right? You're like, I got it.
Yeah,
I got
I've
it.
got
Yeah.
this. So I started to tell someone what was really going on. And that was number one. And number two, I
Okay.
started to meditate again because I had learned to meditate when I was 15, but I had stopped. I don't
Ah,
even know why I
interesting.
stopped, but I stopped. And I started again, and I started to have a series of these very profound experiences where I was being shown, literally, I could see, hear, and feel that everything that's physical, the walls, our bodies, the floor, the computer, everything that's physical is actually made of energy and
Yeah.
vibration and information, and that it's all changeable. And my intuition really came back online big time. And I started to be taught from within during meditation about a whole new way of healing using life force energy that was everywhere in the universe, in the cosmos, and available to us. And I didn't just start doing this immediately. I took a couple of years to really practice and test this and work on myself and change myself. But this is where the foundation of all the work that I do today happened. And fast forward, everything in my life changed. I did go back to school. I got a bunch of other degrees, but truthfully, all of the main foundational pieces of all my work came from these meditations. And I still
Wow.
meditate to this day because of that. It's
Right.
the most
Right.
powerful tool for me. And it led me to create my HighSpeed energy healing method, which we're going to sample. Our listeners will get a sample of this later in our call, and you'll get to experience for yourself what I'm talking about. But it's
Awesome.
life changing. It changed my life first, and then it's enabled me to help literally hundreds of thousands of people at this point in over 160 countries, which is
Wow.
mind blowing still to me because
Yeah, it's so amazing. Look what you've done, right? You listened to the Lord when he said that not only are you going
that's,
to heal, but that you're going to heal others, right?
well, I was told you have a mission, and I thought, oh yeah. I ended up moving out of that big house into a small little condo on Mission Lane, and I didn't even consciously move to that street on for that reason. I ended up, it was like the only place that was really clear for me to move to, and I lived there
Wow.
those 2 years
It was
meditating.
on Mission Lane.
On Mission Lane, the first 2 years meditating away and getting clear on the whole new chapter of my life, which I've never looked back. And it's been a very exciting journey. It continues to unfold.
Yeah, it sounds like it. This is going to be a lot of fun just to learn more details about what your journey has been like. But wow, what an incredible just experience you went through, and then for you to listen to that and act upon that, and then change your whole life trajectory based upon that is obviously really impactful, right? That day in the closet was an important day for you, right?
It was. I really thought it was the worst day of my life, but it turned out to be the most life changing, best day of my entire journey so far. And
Yeah, that's
we
amazing.
just
That's
don't know.
amazing.
We just can't see around the bend. And it's why it's important for especially listeners like yours to never give up hope, because you cannot
Right.
see what's might be right around the corner. I was ready to kill myself. Okay?
Yeah,
That's how
so
bad it
amazing.
was.
Yeah.
And look what's happened. I would never in a million years have dreamed this was possible.
Yeah, and then look at all the people that you have impacted in your line of work and
Yeah.
what you've done to help people. And just think of all those people that if you hadn't have listened and hadn't have gone through that experience, and then you wouldn't be doing what you're doing and wouldn't have changed all those people's lives. I think you're just on the beginning of your journey. I
Oh,
think you're going to
yeah.
do lots of work and continue to do that work, and people are going to listen to you and find you and say, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! How come I didn't know about that?"
I appreciate you helping me get the word out, because people don't know. It's very unfamiliar to people because we're not selling drugs. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see, the average way of dealing with any kind of pain or health issue is to find the drug. And
yeah.
I,
Pill for an ill, I always say. That's what I always call it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's really sad what's transitioned, and big pharma is so powerful. They literally control all of our information, all of our medical system, and so on and so forth. I could just go on for hours and hours on that topic, so we won't dig into that. But just knowing that, yes, we need to help people like yourself get the word out, because it's super, super important. And just in the last couple of years, I've been learning and discovering about how powerful our God is. And then I'm a Bible believing Christian, so I believe that God is our ultimate Savior and that He does heal and He does help people, and it's real. And I didn't realize how cool our body is, how amazing the body that He made
Yeah.
and gave us is so incredibly complex. And it's all made of energy. And these are the things that I'm just beginning to learn.
Yeah.
So this stuff you've known probably for a lot longer than I have. And so I'm having a blast digging in and learning. So it's just fascinating to have you on this show. And I'm excited to experience the session later on. So just hang on for a few minutes and you'll be able to experience that with us. It'll be a lot of fun. So tell me about that. You went to Mission for a few years, the Mission Street. And then what did you do? Obviously, lots of meditation you mentioned, but what gave you the inspiration to write a book? Is that your path? Did you go that way, or did you start treating people and then write the book, or kind of explain that next?
I started journaling, and over time I knew there was a book in me and I couldn't get it done. I could not get it finished. And now I understand why and have finished it, but quite some time ago now. But it was important for me first to really stay in the right side of my brain, which is the
Okay.
feeling nature, the creative side, the more intuitive side, and not to have to prove something in a left brain linear way, but to demonstrate it through
Okay.
experience. Because we live in a culture that really emphasizes figure it out with the mind, figure it out with the mind. And yet, even people who get the answers in a traditional, conventional way, that may not even give them the convincing that they need that something's real. What convinces us is when we have an experience. I could tell you all. I've heard stories about people who have had these miraculous healings and experiences with God and all these things, but had I not had my own experience, there's no way that I would ever know this was really true for me. And so what I
Right.
was taught was that my job, my mission was to help people have an experience that they could not deny and
Ah.
to expose them to this. And then it's much easier to even become more open to explaining what's really going on. It took me quite a
Ah.
long time to even recognize that there's now more science coming out now about all this. This is actually ancient spiritual wisdom, which has been around for centuries. But again,
Right.
many people deny that, or they're afraid of that, or they've been taught it's wrong or bad or
Yeah, or they
oh,
say it's woo or whatever, right?
now, I started being led to different books, but most of the information was just through practicing three
Okay.
things. One, examining my thoughts. Now, I don't know about you, but I never once in any classroom, and I've been to a lot of school over my life, no one ever taught me how to examine my thoughts and decide which ones are helping me and which ones are harming me, because not all
Mhm.
thoughts are true, not all thoughts
Oh,
are
for
accurate,
sure.
and not all thoughts should be entertained. Many of
Yes.
them, most of them should be thrown out because they're just based on false information. So
Yeah.
I started examining my thoughts and throwing a lot of them out.
Ah,
Then
good for you.
I began to really understand the connection between thoughts and emotions. Now, I was in so much emotional pain and I didn't even know it because I had gotten very good at pretending everything's fine.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
not fine, but I had learned to shut down my emotions to the point
And
where
you
I
were able
didn't
to
even
put on that smiley face, right, that you were
exactly.
supposed to.
And I
Yeah.
really had lost touch with how I really felt, and I was scared to let you know how I really felt.
Ah,
So I had to really work at this to start to reignite emotional authenticity and work on
okay.
this. And it's really the key that no one's talking about in the health world because
Right.
underlying everything physical are thoughts and emotions. They are the precursor to everything that shows up in the body and in the life. And
Interesting.
I grew up in a medical family. My father was a doctor, my brother, my cousins, my like everyone around me, they were conventional medical doctors. No
Okay.
one was talking about thoughts and emotions. No,
No one wanted to talk to you about those
they
either, right?
didn't. They did not. They're like, leave that over there.
Yeah, they're like, "Hold it, that's a little weird for
A little
us."
weird. We don't want to get too
Right.
close to that. Maybe
Yeah.
talk to a shrink. It's
Right.
just not in their vocabulary. It's still not in their vocabulary.
No,
But
no.
that is what was revealed to me. These are the missing keys. And the third is the energy field. Oh my God. This is what is the key to rapidly speeding up the entire healing process, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I got really excited about this because I started to see undeniable results in the people in my close inner circle that I started experimenting with. It was
Right.
incredible. And so I just started practicing, like you said, practicing, having the experience, then sharing it with people I trusted. And over time, then all of a sudden I was like, how can I turn my back on this? It would be
Mhm.
selfish of me to not face my fear of people's judgment because people judge,
Yep.
they judge.
Yep.
And
Oh, for sure.
I need to
Yep.
face that. And I need to stick my stake in the ground and come out and say, look, this is available. Once I saw what was happening for people, I just couldn't keep denying.
What's interesting is that a lot of the people you said surrounding you were all traditional medicine people,
I didn't
which
share it with them.
they're probably your biggest critics,
How
right?
they are. And I
Early
didn't
on.
share it with them. I
Right.
became a yoga teacher along the way. And
Yeah.
when I studied yoga, I discovered that this ancient wisdom about the subtle energy and the energy
Right.
field is thousands of years old. And so the people in the yoga community who really study yoga, they were open to this. They understood, oh, she's not weird. Thank goodness she's here. And so they became open to me working on them. And when I saw the results, I was so blown away that I just couldn't wait to do it again and again. And then people started to line up and I knew what my calling was.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's really neat. So just to summarize, the first one was thoughts, right? And make identifying and understanding your thoughts. And then it went to emotions,
Yes.
right? Which was the second item. And then the third one was your energy field. Is that
Energy.
accurate?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And
very
they
good.
work together. We're not
Right.
like separate car parts. These three things are always working together. But most people are fixated on the physical body only. And it's the precursor to the physical, which is the thoughts, emotions, and energy field. We should be focused on that and that alone, because
Right.
that's what caused the body and that's what will change the body.
And that's something that I like most people think of is like you said, exactly what you just said with the physical
Yeah.
body, right? They're thinking of the touch that you can
Right.
feel, and they're
Right.
not thinking, they don't think about anything around the
Right.
body that is your energy field,
Right.
right? What your body has a physical energy
Yeah.
field that you other things can impact this energy field without touching you.
Oh,
And it still can, and that's the stuff that I didn't understand.
yeah.
So when
It's
I was like,
happening
what?
24/7. This
Yeah. So you
think
have
of it
this.
as an extension of your body.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your body.
And it can go out quite far. Some people, they say it's only 6 to 8 inches,
Oh,
but some people have an energy field that extends way further out,
well,
right?
I actually, yeah, I find it's actually much more effective to work further out, not close to the body. We think of being close to the body and touching the body as more powerful. It's the opposite. And
Oh,
in
wow.
fact, when people actually have things hidden that they've suppressed or repressed or denied, the information, so your energy field is a field of information. It's like a recording device. It's recorded everything that's ever happened to you, everything, good, bad, and everything in between. And the further out is often where you find the most amazing information. And if somebody's really well guarded, like I was, it's
Right.
not close to them, the body. It's out, way out. It can be 40 feet out in the field.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I work virtually at a distance now for years, just strictly
Okay.
virtually. So it has nothing to do with locality, meaning you don't have to be in the space with me for this to work.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
that's fascinating.
Yeah,
That's
no, I've worked
fascinating.
virtually for the last 8 or 9 years. I closed my office, I think, 9 years ago. And
Wow.
that's what enabled me to help people all over the world. And then back then, there wasn't even Zoom really much going on. So now every day people are on Zoom and you can have great impact this way and reach so many more people.
Well, that's actually amazing that this all happened before COVID because
I was
at least
ready. I didn't move
you
a
were
muscle.
you were ready.
I did not move a muscle. I was long prepared. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it. So obviously you have had amazing experience. Why don't you share a couple of fun stories of people that you have
Yeah.
actually helped in this manner?
Okay. So the very first person that I tested this on, I was teaching a yoga workshop in Hawaii, and somebody said, I had become a Reiki master at the time,
Okay.
but I never really practiced Reiki because I knew Reiki, there was something that for me, I just didn't fully resonate with. And when I did practice it, I never saw great results. People would say that was relaxing, but I didn't see great results. So people said at the workshop, why don't you do your Reiki sessions? And I said, sure. So I went to do the first Reiki session and I raised my hands to go touch. See, with Reiki, you touch the body in 26
Okay.
specific points, and you do the same thing with every person. But as I
Okay.
approached this woman, and I didn't know anything about her, or I didn't even know she had anything going on physically. I
Right.
went to go, and I heard an inner voice again say, just stand there, don't touch the body. And I felt like a fire hydrant come pouring through my hands, like
Wow.
someone turned on the faucet, and I knew this was direct from God. And I started working in her field. I never touched her. She did not move a muscle. I kept working around her, far away, close, above, below, the side, all over. And one part of me is going, and I'm feeling all kinds of things happening, but I'm not seeing her body move or anything. She looked completely relaxed. And so another voice in my head is going, when she opens her eyes, she's going to tell you you're the biggest quack she's ever met in her life.
Even though you're feeling all these
I'm
things, you're
feeling
like,
all this great stuff. So anyway, I finish the session. I bring her out and I say to her, tell me what happened. She sits up and she starts sobbing. And for the next 30 minutes, she goes on to tell me, that was the most remarkable experience of my life. She said, I know you don't know this, but I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and arthritis 15 years ago. I have not had a moment, not 1 hour, without pain from head to toe. I have tried everything. Nothing worked for me. I am now completely 100% pain free. I know
Wow.
why I got it. I know how I got it. I know when I got it. And it had to do with an experience with my mother who died 15 years ago. My mother showed up in the session. We made peace with this. And I know that I will never be in pain again. And I was
Wow.
blown away, blown away. Every other person at that workshop that got on my table had a similar experience. And I went, oh my, this has got to be shared with the world.
Yeah, God is working through you for sure, right?
I've had
Yeah.
everything. People who had not slept, who had chronic insomnia, which makes you feel like you're going crazy after about 3 weeks.
I can't
Usually,
even do that after a couple of days, let
exactly
alone after a few weeks.
right.
Holy smoke.
But
Yeah.
after the first 1 or 2 sessions, they're saying, "Oh my God, I slept like a baby. No more sleep aids." I have had people with everything under the sun, from seizures to all types of physical pain, anxiety and depression. Oh my
Mm.
goodness, so many people suffering from anxiety and depression. And they
Yeah,
work
it's a
with
really big
me.
problem now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, now more than ever, I'm seeing it more than ever before. Little kids being given anti-anxiety meds at 10 years
Mm.
old. The children are easier than the adults. And within a half an hour, they're just happy and starting to function again. I've seen people who are paralyzed, had strokes. I've seen them talk again. I've seen people
Wow.
going back to swimming and dancing and yoga and hiking and all these things they couldn't do. Digestive issues are a big one. So many people suffering from gut.
Well, look what they're doing to our food, right? And people don't eat well anyway, which is one of the problems. But then, even if you try to eat healthy, the food they're changing our food, so it's not the
Well,
same food that it used to be.
that is one piece of the puzzle, but the biggest hidden reason for these chronic gut health issues,
Yeah.
excuse me, is that they're not dealing with the emotions. And that's our
Uh,
emotional area where we're processing life. And if you have unresolved emotional conflict, it doesn't matter if the person's dead and gone. If you don't resolve it, it shows up many times as things like food allergies, food sensitivities, IBS, chronic, just gastrointestinal issues, pain for no reason in the stomach, difficulty digesting anything, even healthy organic foods, from
issues.
unresolved emotions that get literally log jammed. And the other issue is boundaries. So people with things like leaky gut,
Hmm.
inflammatory bowel disease, these parasites, bacteria, fungus, viruses, these are boundary issues. And the gut microbiome literally mimics whether we have strong boundaries with people or not. So I work with a lot of people who have had trauma from childhood, where they grew up
Right.
in homes where there was abuse and it doesn't have to just be from childhood. It could be from any time in life. But if there was sexual abuse, physical abuse, violence, neglect, accidents and injuries, these things tear down the boundaries. Or maybe you didn't even develop any boundaries, any healthy boundaries, and they get reflected in the gut microbiome and can
Wow.
come out sideways as these gut health issues and hormone disruption and thyroid issues and immune disorders. And all these things are related to trauma, abuse, and boundary issues, and just lack of power is our real dilemma.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. It's obviously you've been working and helping just tons of people, right? Which is real exciting. Do you think it's time to do a quick session? Do you want to? Do you think this is that a good time to step into that?
I would love to. I would love to.
That would be really interesting.
All right. So I want to say no driving, no operating equipment or machinery or cooking in the kitchen, because most people, not all, but most will drop into a deep, relaxed, a meditative, sleepy state. So I want you to be in a safe space, either sitting, but even better, lying down. If you have a space where you can lie down or lean back in on a lazy boy, I want you to find that space now and close your beautiful eyes. And I'm going to guide you in with some instructions, and then I'll work on you quietly a little bit longer, and then we'll talk about things after. So close your eyes, and
If I don't wake up, you need to wake
I
me up
will
so I
make
can
sure
finish the
to
interview.
bring the host back. Yes. I will make sure to bring you back. All right, everyone, close your beautiful eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath into your low belly. Let your low belly relax and pooch out and breathe into the low belly. And then open your mouth and let out a big sigh. And again, relax your low belly. This time, draw the breath from the belly up into your beautiful heart. And then open your mouth and let out a sigh. And one more time, relax your low belly. Draw the breath up into your heart and all the way up into your head. And then open your mouth and exaggerate your exhale with a deep, long sigh. Feel how your exhale helps you to relax. And as you go back to normal nose breathing, just easy, effortless breathing in and out through your nose, notice how your exhale helps you to relax. And I want you to remember to let me do all the work. This is going to be very easy for you. There's nothing for you to figure out with your mind. You don't need to understand anything about this for it to work for you. You're not going to do it wrong. You will not do it wrong. You will not stop the process or block it in any way. So I want you to relax your mind about all of this. There's nothing for you to fix or to figure out with your mind. Just let me do the work. I want you to do two things. One, let your body move. If it starts moving involuntarily, let that happen. Or if you feel like moving in any way during the session, follow every urge to move. Some people literally flip and flop like a fish, and they move the whole time. Some people don't move an eyelash. There's no right or wrong, but follow the urges to move and let that happen. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to observe. Observe your inner experience and don't try to change it. Let whatever comes up into your mind and body, let it be there. And don't try to stop it or control it or figure it out with your mind. Just let whatever comes up, even if you don't like it, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you don't understand it, just let it come up. For example, you might start to have pain come up, real physical pain. I promise you, you're safe. You will not get more than you can handle. And the pain is old, stuck energy that's coming up and moving out. This is designed to bring up and move out anything and everything that is standing in the way of your inner peace and your health of mind, body, and spirit. Now, you might have a lot of thoughts come into your mind, and you might not like those thoughts, and that's okay too. That's part of the clearing process taking place. If you have thoughts, just let them be there. Notice them, but don't stick to them. Just notice them and let them pass on by like clouds in the sky. Now, you might notice emotions coming up. If these feelings come up, just remember, it's just energy and it's leaving. So you want to let the feelings come up. It's just a feeling. It has no power over you. Let me do the work on it and you just let it come up. Now, you also might notice that you start to see something like images or colors or lights or shapes, even with your eyes closed. If you start to see something, it does not need to make any sense. I'll talk more about this in a little while after I finish. Just keep observing it. You may notice different sounds, either inside you or around you. You might hear unusual sounds or tones or music or voices or words. Just listen Let that be there, and I'll explain more about that later. Now, I want you to know it's very common to feel pressure in the head. There's nothing wrong. You're feeling these healing frequencies that I bring in for you. If you're feeling pressure in the head, not everyone has that, but if you get it, there's nothing to worry, no need for concern. You may or may not notice it starts to get really quiet inside you. If it seems like nothing's happening, that's okay. Just notice you're thinking that. Sometimes it takes a time or two before people really begin to notice the subtle information. Sometimes it's not so subtle what's going on inside you. Everyone's different. So just be with your own experience right here and now. No judgment. You're not going to do it wrong. I promise you that. You might even notice something unusual like a fragrance or a taste. Whatever happens, just let it be there and let me work on it. And let your body move if it wants to move. And if you're feeling relaxed, just go deeper with it. Just let it happen. Now I'm going to work on you for about a minute, maybe a little bit longer, 1 to 2 minutes in complete silence now. I'm going to be right here working quietly. And when I'm finished, you'll hear my voice and I'll give you instructions. And it will be very easy to come back, and we'll talk more after I finish. But for now, I want you to let your body just melt like butter and relax completely. I want you to let your mind rest and relax. And I want you to let me do all the work. And I want you to relax more than you have in a very long time. And you'll hear my voice when I'm finished. Here we go into the quiet. Enjoy the experience. Now, very slowly, become aware of the sound of my voice and all the sounds around you. And begin slowly to deepen your breathing. And feel yourself becoming more alert, more awake, more aware, and staying very relaxed. Take a deep, long breath in and out now. Again, take another deep, long breath in and out now. And one more time, take a deep, long breath in and out. Come all the way back, wide awake, alert, refreshed, relaxed. Slowly, gently open your beautiful eyes. Come all the way back now. All right, I did not lose the host.
Yay!
But you do seem more relaxed over there.
Yeah, I am way more relaxed for sure.
Yeah. Many people watching or listening may have felt pressure in the head, or even if you didn't, it's very highly likely that you may later tonight or even tomorrow, you might
Wow,
feel it happening. We've seen in a scientific research lab that more often happens after the session than during.
really
So there's a
interesting.
good 24 hours to 48 hours even where many people experience healing effects after. So don't be too quick to judge. And if you notice in the next 24 hours, the things you're trying to get rid of coming up, if pain comes up or other symptoms, or even relationship challenges or challenges at work or money, these things are they're also made of energy. And if you have a disturbance or unresolved issues around other areas of your life, this may flare up in the next 1 to 2 or even 3 days. Nothing's wrong. It's actually a sign you're getting course correction and you're getting back in line with what's really right for you. So listen to your body. If you feel tired, rest. If you feel like you just drank 10 cups of coffee and you're all supercharged, good, but don't overdo it. Some people not everyone gets tired. Some people get really energized and then they try to make up for lost time. So don't do that. Just go and do, but don't overdo. Let your body still listen to your body. And also one other thing that's happens a lot around here, your dreams may get stirred up. Even people who don't dream, the things that you've suppressed, especially emotions and fears, they often will show up in the dreams and start to move from the unconscious into the conscious. And it's from the session. So if all of a sudden you notice you're having this amazing dream, you may be getting creative ideas, you may have intuition kick in, but you may also become aware of stuff that you've been avoiding when you're awake. And it starts to come into your awareness so that you can't keep avoiding it.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that today. It's the first time I've ever had a session of anything during my podcast. So I hope I'm excited to see when people listen to this. Let's give me some comments and feedback and see how things have been for you. And then let us know in a couple of days after and see if there's any changes that you feel or felt. And let's give Deborah some great feedback.
Yes,
so
love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
How amazing. Super excited about people. One, should we send them to your book or is there a free gift or something that we're giving people?
There is a free copy of my book, Why Do I Still Hurt, that you can get a digital and download to any device. If you go to my website, which is internationalcpi.com, it stands for Chronic Pain Institute, internationalcpi.com. You can get a copy of the book. You'll also be invited to watch a video masterclass, which will take the conversation we're having today deeper. And you'll be invited to the next time I do a live Zoom call, a group call. So please, I would love to help you and teach you more. And if you're interested, reach out, go to the website and get the HighSpeed Healing Bundle of Gifts. And
I love that HighSpeed Healing Bundle of Gifts. I love that. That's an amazing way to package it. Well done. Well done. So what a super duper pleasure to meet you, Deborah. And thank you for all that you do. And I will make sure that I have the link on the show so people can get to it if they just want to look at the description so they can get to your website and your book and the video and things that you have there. That's the HighSpeed Healing Gifts, which is
that's correct.
Super cool.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Yeah, just so neat. Yeah, thank you for taking the time. And
thank you for the work.
I look forward to Say that again.
Thank you for the work you're doing, really, because
No,
you and I
no.
were talking about before the call, millions of people in pain and suffering, and we need to help more people. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, you bet. I'm excited about it, and I just want to help people heal. And it's really unfortunate what's going on in our world, and
Yeah,
with wonderful people like yourself. And I want to just amplify your message, and hopefully we can help just millions of people over time. And it's just because they need it. There's lots of people that are struggling, so let's help them naturally and faithfully, as I mentioned. So,
exactly.
awesome, super nice to meet you. And with that, we're gonna sign off from the I Am Pain Free podcast. Thanks for joining. If you enjoyed in this episode, you might be expecting a sales pitch for a pain relief solution. But here's a pleasant surprise. I'm offering a 3-episode pop-up podcast absolutely free. This exclusive 3-episode private podcast series is packed with more value than many paid programs out there. And getting access to this is a breeze. If you're listening on your phone, simply open up your text messaging app and send the word pain free. It can be 1 or 2 words to 41 pain free. So that's 417-246-3733. Again, that's 417-246-3733. If you're not a fan of texting, no big deal, right? Just visit iampainfree.com. Super easy. iampainfree.com. You can access this private podcast series instantly for no cost. All right? This isn't just any podcast series. We call it Beyond Pain, the triple B blueprint for pain-free existence. It really is a treasure trove of secrets, expert interviews, and a resource vault, all aimed at guiding you to live pain-free naturally and faithfully, right? My passion. It's a rare and value-packed resource that we're thrilled to share with you. So don't wait. Just grab that cell phone, grab your text messaging app, type pain-free in there, and just send it to 417-246-3733. Or, like I mentioned, go to iampainfree.com and unlock this exclusive content, all completely free. God bless.